Hello everybody, welcome to my video on how to create your very own Seesaw account. You're going to get started by going to app.seesaw.me and it's going to direct you to this web page. Since we are teachers creating our Seesaw account for the first time, you're going to select I'm a teacher and you're going to create your account. You're going to enter your first and last name, your school email, and then whatever password you would like. Or you can scroll down to the very bottom and you can sign up using Google, whatever you would prefer. You are going to be immediately prompted to either import your class from Google Classroom if that is something you have already been using, or you're going to give your class a name and select the grade level you teach. If you import from Google Classroom, then you are already going to be a few steps ahead, but if you are not using Google Classroom, then you're going to have to do a few extra steps to make sure your students get added to your class. Choose what grade level. This is important because your activity library that you can browse in the community library to see what other teachers in your grade level have posted. So make sure you are selecting the grade that you are teaching and not anything else. You can always go back and change if you change to a different grade level in the future. Once you've created your class, this is the screen that you are going to see. You will see some different prompts and it will help guide you to exploring different parts of the Seesaw website. Over here, you're going to see your icon and what your class's name is, and it's going to label you as a teacher. You'll see journal, which is where students' work will be posted. Activities, which is going to compile a list of all the activities that you assign. The inbox, where you can post announcements to students and families. It will also compile a list of notifications saying whatever student is completing an assignment and is asking for approval on their assignment. Then a skills section, which will be like a grade book. I will go over this tab in a separate video because it is very cool and offers a lot of potential, but something we don't need to get into right now. Once you add your students, you will see a list of their names right here. So let's get started with that. At the bottom, you will see a plus sign with students and a plus sign with families. This is where you're going to go to add students to your class or add families when you're ready for families to be a part of your classroom. And you have to select whether you want students to log in with a school email account or if you would rather them have a code or a QR code to scan to log in. Afterwards, you're going to be prompted to decide if you want them to, if you're using shared devices in your classroom or if you are going to do one-to-one devices. These can always be changed, so just because you make a decision right now and you change your mind, you can always go back into your settings and update it. I'm going to select shared devices. At this point, it's now going to prompt you to add your students. If you have a list of names already made in a Word document, you can copy and paste it directly in here and it will save some time. If you don't, I recommend either doing that or you can go and add the student name one by one. I'm just going to use numbers for the sake of time. And it says at the bottom that you can always add more later. So if you ever get a new student, then you can add them very easily. Hit the green check when you're finished. And this is going to prompt you because I selected shared device. It's going to give me the QR code or a text code that they can type in on the computer, iPad, or any other device that they're using to log into our classroom. You can print the poster and you can laminate it and hang it up in your room so students always have access to it. or you can always display it on a smartboard or projector, and students can go up to it and scan it there as well. So at this point, you now have your classroom set up. You have your students who are now able to begin posting. The last thing I would like to share with you guys in this video is this wrench right here. This is where you're going to go to edit any of your class settings. Whether you want to change your class name, your grade level, you can go here to add a co-teacher by entering a teacher's email address, and it will send them an email saying that you have invited them to be a part of your classroom. This is a super neat feature because it will allow you to collaborate with other teachers in your school, especially if you are working with a whole grade level and you are all responsible for planning various subjects. You guys can collaborate on that, and it will give you and your co-teachers the ability to post assignments to each other's classrooms. If you are using Seesaw, the free version, then you will only be able to have one other co-teacher. If you are using Seesaw Plus, then you will have 5 co-teachers, including yourself. And if you are a Seesaw for Schools, then you will have up to 20 co-teachers, which is absolutely amazing. You can change what your theme looks like by changing the color. You can change your icon. You can really customize this account in your classroom to however you like it. I recommend going down through these items and exploring what different settings you want to enable and which ones you don't want to enable. This is where you're going to go to enable your families joining Seesaw. We have folders and skills and some other options. Finally, over here we have our home learning student codes, which is probably where we're going to need to go for the beginning of our next school year. Here, you're going to be able to print codes or download codes for all of your students, and you can send these codes to families at home so that way they can log on remotely and access your journal. These home learning codes allow students to only have access to their assignments and their work. They will not be able to see the work other students are doing at home. If you are interested in having students being able to see their classmates' work and being able to comment, then stay tuned for another video on Classroom Blogs, and I will show you how you can enable that feature. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or a Seesaw ambassador or pioneer you have at school. And happy seesawing!